Hello everyone, how's Karen and the kids? How's Aunt Sally doing at rehab? I just want to begin this video by saying this has been a very divisive election. Many people are upset right now, so I just wanted to share some words to unify us, alright? I told you! Red wave, Trump 2024, flawless victory, your body, my choice, forever. we have the based gays, guys. We have the lady maga, guys, okay? We have the based transsexuals, alright? Aren't you tired of winning, guys? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a phenomenon I would like to call pseudo-traditionalism. What is pseudo-traditionalism? Well, I'm glad you asked. In brief, it's when traditional views get distorted and twisted to fit modern sensibilities. Oftentimes, this is just a repackaging of progressive ideas under the guise of tradition and conservatism. But first, of course, there's something I need to address. As many of you have seen on December 2nd of 2024, I filled out a Nick Fuentes apology form, but that doesn't quite do anything justice. What I want to do right now, before we start all the other stuff that I will be talking about, is just say Nick Fuentes has absolutely been vindicated on everything he has been saying months before the election. I apologize for spreading a false sense of security and hope, and maybe even some form of weird radicalism, in some sense, just blind faith, I guess, is the best way to say that. Yeah, so I'm sorry for spreading that among my rather small following. Also, after observing the show for a good minute now, I think I can confidently say nearly everything I said in my previous video is null and void, all the statements I made. Although I was right in some regards, like, you know, him supporting Yang and things like that, the statements I made and the conclusions I made after I presented facts were just completely wrong, and it was based on presuppositions I made. And I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, you know, but I mean, yeah, I didn't look into it as much as I should have, so that's my fault. It's my fault. So yeah, that was my second L take. My first one, of course, happened a little over a year ago when I went to debate Jay about Israel, and I had no idea what I was talking about. I didn't even know, like, at the time of the debate, there was like a second airstrike that happened in Gaza, and I had no idea, and I was completely blindsided when he brought it up. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get out of the way first. Alright, so you guys saw the thumbnail, you know where this was going. The wife jack meme is one example of pseudo-traditionalism. Allow me to explain. At first glance, these are just slightly unfunny memes meant to be extremely wholesome and relatable. However, upon further inspection, you can see that feminization of men take place. Many of these memes encourage simp behavior, to the extent of basically worshipping your wife, which of course is unbiblical. Unfortunately, because of the target audience for this meme, if you dare criticize this, you'll be called an incel that hates women and a heretic. It's basically gone to a point where it's not even a meme, it's just propaganda. It's just straight up propaganda. And people will defend it violently. Many of the based trad guys will be mad at this, but there's a difference between loving your wife and fawning over her like a 13-year-old girl would toward a boy band. Of course, there isn't much else to say about this. You guys just got clickbaited a little bit, I'm sorry, but this is one of the more tame offenders because it's just kind of embarrassing and dead now. So now we move on to identity politics, specifically intersectionality. Unfortunately, one form of pseudo-traditionalism is to give up some ground completely, wait like 10 years, and pretend the ground you gave up 10 years prior has always been tradition. A good example of this is the LGBTQ discourse. In the past, conservatives used to fight against things like gay marriage and transgender operations completely. However, as time went on, gay marriage became part of the party platform, and now transgender surgery is acceptable as long as it's the based kind, like Bruce Jenner or Blair White. This isn't just affecting opinions the right has on the LGBTQ, it's also affecting opinions on women. Previously, Republicans were proud of their more traditional views on women and family. Women would be housewives, men should work. However, a new breed of feminism has swept the Republican Party due to many of the sex-negative and more moderate feminists coming in. Simultaneously, a new form of quote-unquote strong, independent women is emerging on the right, as seen with candidates like Nikki Haley, who remind us at every single opportunity that she is in fact a woman, and you should hear her roar. Now, I would call this a shift in the Overton window. But the truth is, this simply isn't the case. Everyone has the same opinions they always had, except of course our main presidential candidates, because, you know, they love to pander. Or previous presidential candidates, I'm sorry. The true problem is that this coalition of people that has been united has only subverted the movement completely and became the gatekeepers of a movement they joined like 5 minutes ago. Elon Musk rides into the MAGA movement because he, quote-unquote, freed the bird, even though, you know, his mass bans say otherwise. And he immediately becomes the gatekeeper of what DEI is, and woke is. Somehow, DEI is now prioritizing Americans in their own country over workers all around the world. Suddenly, we're quote-unquote subtards that are completely unteachable, and we should be sold out in favor of cheaper workers that aren't even more competent, by the way. Amber Rose speaks at the RNC, and now all of us have to be tolerant Christians that can't run quote-unquote purity checks when women who hit the wall suddenly find God when it's most marketable for them. Somehow, Blair White and Bruce Jenner are okay because they're based, and transgenderism is okay as long as you're not after kids. Tell me something, conservatives. Tell me something. What are we conserving here? We've been infiltrated by feminism, multiculturalism, secularism, and globalism, and corporatism. And every ism you can really think of, we've been infiltrated by. And there's still idiots worshiping Trump as a god that's playing 8D chess because he wants to name the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America or something, because he wants to take Greenland. I don't, like, what? Seriously, what are we winning? We haven't had a legitimate win since the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and even that was a very, very small win, considering it's been... How long? How long has it been since we've had a Republican president? Or, not necessarily how long has it been, but think of how much time we've wasted. Think of, like, the past 12 years or so. We've only had it's about to be 8, but we've only had like 4 years of Republican presidency, and what did we do with it? We wasted it. We did nothing. Immigration didn't even really happen. The chart that supposedly saved Trump's life is a lie. Nothing actually came of Trump's presidency, except for, of course, assigning the judges that overturned Roe v. Wade, but that was about it. Like... There was a decrease in immigration, of course, but that was only because of the threat of enforcing the border. That was it. No actual policy, just a threat toward the beginning of his administration, and then once the effect of that threat, once they started calling his bluff, it skyrocketed, and then it shut down because of COVID, and then it rose up again. So, please tell me, what did we actually do right? Well, but I digress. I just wanted to say that we didn't win. We thought we won, but we didn't win. I'm sorry. I don't mean to blackpill, but we did not win. So, in light of this new era of the MAGA movement, of conservatism, I propose a name change. Now, a lot of you guys are calling it Israel First. Mostly people on the left are calling us maggots or whatever. But I think there's a difference between America First and the old MAGA ways, so to speak, and what we have now. We don't have America First. We have America First. That's what we have. We have our entire base has just been replaced, and they've imported a new one. They've imported a new target demographic, and arguably this is probably worse than this is probably much worse than if Kamala was president. We'd have illegal immigration, but it'd mostly be taking illegal immigrants. Probably be taking like a lot of the lower end jobs. They'd be taking. I mean, don't get me wrong. H-1B visas. They're taking lower jobs too, but it's lower rank. It's like more like entry level positions rather than it is like, you know, just odd jobs and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's completely legal. There's no deport. We can't deport them. That's the difference. We can't deport H-1B visas unless they stop working. They're literally slaves. Like, we're importing slaves, guys. We're doing the exact same thing the left is doing. But for some reason, if you point that out, you're the woke right. And maybe in some extent we are. Maybe in some extent this is the woke right. Because if we remember the origins of the term woke, it was meant to mean, before it became derogatory, it was meant to mean you were awakened to the real world, right? You understood what was really happening. And so maybe everyone that claims something is the woke right, maybe they're right. Maybe they're completely right. Maybe they just don't know it because they're dumb, because they're stupid. They don't understand. And I also want to reverse my positions a little bit, because actually in the Red Wave video that I made a point to talk about like principled conservatism, so to speak, because I said I made some thing about like, oh, you shouldn't cancel people. I changed my position on that as well. I think we need to use the same exact tactics that the left uses. We just need the same content. I'm sorry. We need the same, to clarify my position, I don't mean the same content as the left. We need our content. We don't need to back down from our content, I guess is what I'm saying. Our beliefs, our ideology. But we need to use the same tactics as the left. It's the only way to win. It's obviously guaranteed success. Conservatism, we've put too much emphasis on the popularity contest. Liberals don't care if we like them. Liberals really don't care. I mean, they'll straight up say whatever they want. And we need to have that freedom for ourselves. And although I get the fear of getting canceled or whatever, I think what we're doing is digging ourselves a hole. Because the more we're scared of it, the more we're enabling its power. We need to get... Sorry, I'm a little sick. But we need to be the left, almost. To some extent. We need to be the left. We can't accept this. We can't talk about this middle ground, all this middle ground stuff. Oh, listen, guys. We need to compromise a little bit to win at the ballot box, and it doesn't matter, because obviously we give them a foot, they take a mile every single time. We lose. I fell for it again. We all fell for it again. Well, not all of us. Anybody who commented on my last video about Nick Fuentes probably didn't fall for it again. They probably didn't fall for it again. And you know what? Another apology is in order. I want to apologize if you are watching this video and you watched the last video and you commented down below and you were kind of critical of that video. I want to apologize to you guys too, because I was pretty hostile. I called you schizos. I called you schizos. Not in the video. I called you schizos in the comment section, but I wasn't very polite. That wasn't very polite of me. I should have. I was a hypocrite. I claimed to have an open mind when in reality I was pretty close-minded. I think I was more liberal than I actually thought I was, if that makes sense. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's about it, guys. I'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be, like, forever. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, I apologize. Actually, the next video might be something really special. I'm doing a service entrepreneurship competition right now. It's for a scholarship, and I'm going to be interviewing just different school officials and stuff like that. About literacy rates and testing scores in my local community. So, you guys might see that. I might publish it on YouTube as well. It depends on what the rules are exactly. I'm gonna have to ask for clarification, but that should be pretty interesting. It'd be pretty out of my scope of what my normal videos are. And if that isn't it, then it's probably gonna be another interview actually, which is unrelated to that. With MK Ultra. Well, you guys know him as MK Ultra. He's rebranded his channel. Hold on, actually, let me look this up real quick. I can't remember. Hold on. I can't remember what he's rebranded it to. So, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. He's rebranded it to... Where did you go, man? I think it's Spartan of Christ or something like that. But, yeah, it might be an interview with him. if our schedules aren't busy. We were supposed to do an interview a few weeks ago, but you know, life just kind of happened. But anyway, that's all for today, guys. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye, guys.